Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second annual $10,000 Memorial Tournament live here from the UMG studio. Of course, it's myself, Lando, joined alongside by Burns. Of course, Burns off. We're heading in here toward eUnited face-off against the UnderAgeProdigies. It's our semifinal. It's a best of 5, and it's set to be a fantastic match as we load in here for London Docks.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the boys play. We got a chance to see them play the very first round today, and now we're meeting back up with them at semifinals, and hopefully I can see the boys take this W and make it to finals of the UMG 10K.
Definitely. Of course, a lot of money on the line. I believe $8,000 for first place and $2,000 for second. As kills starting to go down here early on in this first round. iLLey, at least able to spot one for his troubles, nearly spots the second, and he was really a major bane in the existence constantly throughout their last series where they faced off against Optic Gaming. They actually took out OG in quarterfinals 2-0 in what was an interesting match, of course, one that we got to look over there, Burns, and we really saw just a number of different solid plays that we ended up seeing from the set of UnderAgeProdigies. We saw Simp having great moments, TurnUp, Cellium, all of the guys really just kind of having all-star performances, and it was just a kind of overall surprising result, I think, for a lot of the Coyote sports community.
Yeah, this team has really impressed me, and I'm kind of curious to see how my squad stacks up against this really talented search and destroy team. Simp and TurnUp, their snipers are obviously really next level, and this spot by Prestinni, this is crazy. They're literally right next to each other, and
oh, whoops. Oh. I just totally ruined that. I apologize.
No, it's this happens to me all the time. I'm trying to cast, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, this play is about to happen right now.
You're probably thinking from the pros mentality, it's like, okay, I'm getting ready to shoot, or why am I not shooting? Oh, that's right, because I'm casting and watching what's happening. But nice shots there coming in from Arcitys just toward the side there on to TurnUp, as it will be a 1 versus 2. Cellium, only positive in the situation is that he does thankfully have the bomb and does have some time to work with. Spawning the gun barrel of Arcitys, easy pickup there, especially with the AR at range, but Clayster, right place, right time. And this is one thing that we talk about with this guy, Burns. I know we were kind of discussing coming into the series that Clayster just knows where to position himself. And that's what kind of changes, regular pro players to the highest of pro players, is just overall how they can get rounds done. And a lot of that comes down to positioning.
Yeah, for sure. And we were actually down in man advantage, and Alec and Clay were able to bring it back from a 2 versus 3 to a 2-on-2, and then Clay was able to finish the kill after Alec was taken out in the small corner spot. But it looks like the guys are playing really aggressive here on A bomb site. We have iLLey kind of playing in a similar position as Prestinni, and these corners are really hard to check. It seems like you just need to take the time to check them, or you're just going to walk by and get shot in the back.
And, of course, at this stage in the tournament, both teams in full respect of one another, as we did see that smoke come out from eUnited through that mid-street, just being aware of the sniper rifles that we could see either come out from Simp or TurnUp, as both those guys incredibly lethal when it comes down to the car 98K. But just in that corner still is iLLey and Silly not being fully aware of that positioning. Of course, checking one corner, and iLLey playing this one incredibly sound. The shots coming in from Cellium. The pinch getting ready to go through, but it looks like Clayster, the quick reaction, the pistol whip there onto iLLey will shut him down. And while they do have full control over this current dock warehouse side, we'll see how it is. The side of UnderAgeProdigies who try to get this one done. Clayster still alive, though, in the backside, trying to finish off the final 3 players. 17 seconds left remaining, though, and he still does not have that bomb down. And he does have the PPSH, not necessarily a common weapon for Clay to have, but in this particular scenario, it is not uncommon, as he most likely is going to try to feed streaks. But the pistol whip from the opposite side will do it, and it will be UnderAgeProdigies now with a 2-to-1 advantage.
Yeah, young Prodigies really took their time there, and they really just placed themselves really strategically and gave Clayster no chance of getting any type of kill in that round.
And of course, we do talk about the difference. We did discuss, of course, UnderAgeProdigies. We were able to cast that one, Burns, where of course they were able to take out Optic Gaming 2-0 in their last series. But eUnited, by no means, has had an easy way to get here. Of course, their last 2 series, I believe, taking out Evil Geniuses and also just taking out Tupac's team. As you see, the nice pre-nade there coming in from iLLey, took out Tupac, Thug Lord, and Co. I believe, which is like a BZ, and that team definitely a solid group. Personally, thought they would be in the finals, but seems that eUnited was just that much stronger, took them out in map number 3, as both these teams have had a for sure grind to get here. And it would really be a shame to kind of get this far in the tournament and to not really place in the money. So
yeah,
a lot on
sure.
the line.
Especially with only top 2 getting paid. You really want to clutch up during this round and try to make it so you earn some type of pay for all the hard work you put in the day.
Yeah, definitely put in a lot of hard work. And a lot of sweat and tears, probably not blood, in case, you cut your arm or something, or your thumb maybe gets a little bit restless.
Yeah, I can't.
Did that ever happen to you? Your
blood.
thumbs ever bleed, maybe?
No.
That's good.
Never.
That's good.
I think
I
the
did
worst
actually
I've
see,
seen is a gamer or a gamer punching their wall after they lose. That's probably how you lead to some bloody hands. So.
I think I actually saw a picture from Vicento after it was like day 0 technically of scrims, and his thumb was like twice the size of like what it's supposed to be, and I was like, how do you play like that much Call of Duty? Like, and it was at least day 1. It wasn't like a week the game's been on or anything like that.
There had to have been some other.
Yeah, like maybe he got stung by a bee secretly and just didn't know it. I mean, I have no idea. But iLLey continuing to be in this position of Prestinni. I'm not sure if he knows he's here or not.
Gosh, this
but
is crazy.
iLLey holding the exact same corner as Peak's coming forward, and Silly actually ends up taking out his own teammate in the process. Rather unfortunate sequence of events, as it is currently a 2 versus 2. Silly quick to grab the bomb, of course, the typical FG42 in hand, and spots out one just toward the right side, but can't finish off Cellium. Cellium stays up.
He slides away. He just gets away somehow.
And Clayster is in the back right now with that sniper rifle. I believe that's actually the infield that he's using. I know we were talking about this earlier on in the tournament.
I love how confident Clay plays in these situations. I think it's really intriguing to see. He's just not afraid to push up, and I feel like he kind of understands.
Oof.
Yep. It's
shot.
crazy. I'm glad we picked him up. That's for sure.
Actually, the infield, I think that's actually the variant of the M19, I believe. I could be wrong on that. Totally could be wrong. Not the infield by any means. But still, Cellium 1 versus 2. Bomb in the hands, actually, of Silly, currently being placed down here at the opposite side. And definitely would not have been possible. Clayster, without question, saves Silly from being in that docks warehouse and allows him, kind of babysits the bomb carrier over toward this site. As Cellium making a challenge. 1 versus 2 and stays alive in the scenario. Has to go for the pistol rush. And honestly, in that particular spot, we're able to spot both players. But maybe if he was able to re-engage that one, kind of go for a reload on his weapon, could have had a better chance at securing that round. But regardless, one that does go the way of eUnited. As back and forth we do go, Burns. As, of course, as we'll switch sides here, it's currently a 3-2 advantage right now for the side of eUnited.
Yeah, it's Clayster almost died trying to challenge. I believe that was Cellium in the middle. I believe so. Yeah, he was the last one alive. It could have been a very unfortunate circumstance if he was to get taken out, and I'm sure Justin wouldn't have been as fondly to challenge as he did. But right now we have Cellium sitting in a 2 versus 3 situation. Oof. Now bringing it down to a 2v2 after taking down Alec. His shots are just super crisp, and now we have Simp trying to trade a trade that Clayster just did. He's about to run up into Prestinni. Hopefully he might see him. If not,
oh, 4 bullets, and
we
that's
got
all
a
it takes.
1v1 situation on our hands now, Landon.
Indeed we do. Simp versus Clayster. And the question being for Simp, no idea where Clay could be. Clay at least has an idea of where Simp's placement was, but caught timing. Clayster actually ends up spotting him, going for the rush, the PPSH in hand, not the preferred weapon for Clay.
That was close.
But he makes it happen, quite literally throwing Simp off the dock as he gets it done here in this round number 6, as that will propel the side of eUnited now up 2 rounds total, 4-2 in this map number 1. Of course, now we're in best of 5s, of course, which means you get a little bit of leeway when it comes down to these search and destroy maps. But regardless, London Docks, a big one. And finding one versus this very talented UnderAgeProdigies lineup definitely means a lot, but this game by no means is over. 2 rounds separate these 2 teams, and we'll see if eUnited can get toward the 5th as they are making their way toward this A site, as per usual, Burns.
Yeah, this map is going to be really awesome to see, I think, throughout the entire duration. And you see Preston get a really nice sticky grenade kill in the beginning of the round. I just feel like there's going to be so much action coming down this A-bomb site almost every single round. I really feel like we've been talking about B being an equal choice to A, but as we've been able to progress through this tournament, Preston's gun is just sticking out right there. He's like, why are my bullets not going through the wall? That's really funny to see. I don't even think Preston realized that his gun was sticking out.
Yeah.
Might be a little, tip I can tell him later.
There you go.
But yeah, I just see a lot of these teams just competing for A, and be interesting to see if things change.
Indeed, it looks like the defuse will come in. I don't want to really call it a sneak defuse, but a sound strategy at that 1 versus 3. And Arcitys is not going to be able to get that one done any time soon. I think it's kind of interesting, the fights that we're seeing inside of that Doc's warehouse. And I think it's honestly, we keep talking about Prestinni, of course, being in that position. That's kind of where he thrives, is up close, quite literally in the face of the enemy.
100%.
And I think he kind of really enjoys those fights, up close, the quick reaction ones.
Unless you play too close like
yeah,
that.
right. As Cellium will be able to get the best of him, but it's kind of been a constant battle. Of course, Prestinni shuts down iLLey in the last round with a grenade, and now iLLey's teammate Cellium was able to get the best of him in that particular round. One that means a lot right now for UnderAgeProdigies, who are currently on the back foot, 4 rounds to 3, in a 2 versus 4 overall situation. One where Clayster and Silly could get the better of the two.
Nice,
and honestly, if you're in Clayster's spot, maybe you try to bait out some shots to let Silly come from the flank, but it is Simp who is on the flank actually of Clayster in that particular stance, as iLLey will be there for the pickup. Silly drops, and now after 8 rounds, we're level at 4.
Yeah, it's even off at 4 here. The young prodigies have brought this back after being down 2 rounds. I'm not sure if I've been seeing anything different in any of the play. I just feel the first bullets have gone in favor of young prodigies the last 2 rounds, and they've been able to capitalize on their trades.
Definitely have. Of course, take a look at that right side scorecard. Both Simp and TurnUp with 8 kills apiece. Different play styles, but both can effectively rock that sniper rifle, one that we haven't really been seeing rocked out in this map number 1. But definitely a big fan of these two players, hoping that they continue to play throughout future World War II matches. Of course, these two guys, I believe, won the tournament last year, of course, for Infinite Warfare. And
that was a really nice play by TurnUp. He distracted Preston by the window and then decided to slide into the door and kind of take him off guard by shooting him from a different angle. And Preston ends up falling, and now Silly and Clay are in a 2 versus 4 situation, and somehow just bring it back to a 2-on-2 just after 3 quick seconds. It's Call of Duty for you right there.
Indeed it is, and I was talking about the sniper rifle. Clayster on the stairs, Simp pulling that one out, but doesn't get too much out of it. Just run the bomb site. Clayster finds one, realizing where the other one is Cellium, finds the headshot, and quickly is going for the flank to Silly realize that this is the case. And no, he does not. The 1 versus 2, a big play there coming in from Cellium, and just casually walks around the backside. And if you're in Silly's perspective, and once you see Cellium kind of leave that corridor, it's a matter of 3 different angles where he can come from. Of course, he can kind of challenge from that bottom docks, he can challenge from the window, or through the flank, and Cellium kind of initiating that fight definitely makes things awkward for Silly in that particular point of view. So with that, round by round by round, UnderAgeProdigies have brought this one back, and are now on a potential map point here for London Docks.
Just so something that we talked about before with young prodigies, I feel like something that separates them from a lot of the pro teams is the integrity and confidence they have to challenge this type of gunfights.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Justin would have ever suspected Cellium to just, challenge a one-on-one through the door. And now eUnited is looking in the tough spot right now.
Oh, my goodness. And iLLey will finish off with a hat trick in the round that matters the most, round number 10. Just absolutely dominating when it came down to being inside Doc's warehouse. Once he could start to finish off Prestinni, it seemed that he could kind of be able to force the issue, kind of freed himself up with that PPSH. And in any case, whenever iLLey is dominating with that sub, it makes things awkward for the opposition. That's exactly what we see in that map 1, as it will be going over toward the side of UnderAgeProdigies. As they win this one, of course, TurnUp finishing off 10-7, along with iLLey and Simp dropping 8 kills apiece. And Clayster, despite the L, will also finish off 10-6 as well. So a pretty interesting map 1, of course. Burns, your boys end up losing that one. But when it comes down to Search and Destroy on Gibraltar, definitely kind of be looking at them a lot more when it comes down to this. Of course, we talk about sniper play. Clayster has been prone to kind of rock that one in the past, along with Arcitys. And then when it comes down to the assault rifle play as well, we talk about Silly kind of recently getting the FG42 role as well. Expect to see quite a few bars, quite a few FG42s, and FMJ on every single class.
Yeah, I think Gibraltar is one of our, favored maps in Search. I've seen us perform really well I definitely can see the guys trying out some new strats on London docks, but you got to give props to young prodigies. I mean, they knew how to challenge. They won a lot of 1v1s and 1v2s that kind of threw the guys off guard, and they obviously should not be underestimated by any means. Even though they're young, they've been in the community for an extremely long time, and they definitely have the experience to take this whole tournament if they need to.
Oh, for sure. And I think they're definitely kind of proving a lot of people wrong at home who were kind of thinking coming into this year, it's boots in the ground. You guys were jetpackers. This game is totally going to change the way that you play it. And that's not really been the case. People were thinking, well, how much of an adjustment will it be? Not really much, if any, whatsoever. These guys still continuing to dominate when it comes down to tournament play. And it looks like we do have an issue with the Codcaster loading into this one. Despite myself switching into Codcaster, it allows me to be actually in the team. So we'll go and load in here toward the game, as we'll be looking on board with either side. Apologies for that. We're going back to the old days, it seems, for the old Codcaster used to be. But at least we get to kind of watch the different perspectives up close.
Yeah, for sure.
As we'll start off with Clayster here. Let's watch over to Arcitys. Now we'll go over to Cellium and Prestinni, just like that. It's how it works.
Yeah, we got Preston playing really aggressive on the B-bomb side. Unfortunately, it was taken out by Simp, but we eUnited. I'm like so confused on how I'm supposed to be like we eUnited, we like. So I guess I'll just do a third-person point of view. So
you can say we. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
Not a big deal.
Okay.
Of course, 2v1 in favor right now of the side of eUnited. Arcitys and Silly currently up. Silly going for the dolphin dive. Trying to get this one down here shortly, as I believe it is TurnUp. I'm going to say last awake, but does find the headshot. And you can be expecting him with that sniper rifle. Most likely Arcitys being aware of that could be the case. And just having to try and defend that B site the best way he can, but doesn't realize he's to his left. And that's a great angle that we get to kind of watch from that particular perspective, is that kind of Arcitys' overall point of view. Where could he be at? We don't really get the glorious to kind of have the, of course, the kind of Codcaster through the walls, but you just can kind of see there the sneakiness of TurnUp to kind of get on the side of Arcitys. Definitely kind of caught him off guard, and the 1v2 comes in.
I think iLLey should have stayed closer to the stairs and let kind of get that vision control of the stairs coming up towards him, and still being able to look at the opposite side of the stairs. When he kind of like went back towards the middle, it put him in a really uncomfortable situation and allowed, is it Mutex? No, not Mutex. Allowed the last player alive to clutch up with the machine pistol.
It was TurnUp, yeah.
Yeah, it was TurnUp, yeah. I'm thinking of the series before.
No worries. Lethal Gaming, still a very solid roster. Actually, this team, UnderAgeProdigies, ended up knocking them out, along with Optic Gaming, just a round ago. But looking forward, of course, at the eUnited perspective, last player alive is going to be Simp this time around. Of course, 1 versus 2 for the UnderAgeProdigies. We'll see what they can try and commit as Clayster firing away with that sniper rifle. Not spotting Simp, at least for the time being. And giving that call out to Silly, realizing he is inside of that corridor, but Simp gets the better of him. And now Clayster, realizing the challenge coming forward, tries to go for it, but no, the accidental mantle on the railing, as in back-to-back rounds, 2v1 engagements for eUnited. And it will be
his body
rounds.
Just transformed.
Yeah, it just plopped up on that rail. But in back-to-back rounds, 2v1 engagements for eUnited, and they can't close either of them out there, Burns. Just
Justin's shots look like they were slowly giving the guy a haircut.
Yeah.
Just going right above his
just
head.
Rather unfortunate if you aren't an eUnited fan, as they're down 0 rounds, 0 rounds to 2 here in Gibraltar. Looking forward right now is Clayster. And in that current position, of course, he does realize the nade is there. And a great line sight to shut down TurnUp as fights continuing to happen. A 2 versus 1, though. Different scenario. Clayster still alive after finding the first blood for eUnited. Still looking on as the roles are reversed. And maybe so far how the rounds have kind of played out, being in a 1 versus 2 isn't the worst of things.
Yeah, he definitely is not stuck in a corner, too.
Wow.
Kind of mind-blowing. I think Clay's like, yeah, that guy's going to die.
You would imagine, right?
He just walked through a nade, and that comes with the
and
perk
then also,
of having armored on, too.
It looks like those pistol shots didn't miss. Oh, man.
I think that the smoke, or like
kind of
the blur
bit, yeah.
from the grenade kind of masked, just like you said, masked him a little bit, and he didn't really know where to shoot, which is really unfortunate.
Wow. Definitely interesting. As I'm not sure if it's possible for me to switch on side with iLLey and Co. I just don't want to add myself into the kill feed and kind of get things distracted. So I'm going to stick on board here with the eUnited guys, at least for the moment. But looking on here, Silly finding the first kill onto Simp. That's a big first blood, considering the fact that currently down 3 rounds at the moment, but iLLey responding with that SMG up close has been a major nuisance, a thorn in the side, especially on London docks. Being actually in that docks warehouse, had quite a few fights with Prestinni as iLLey yet again adding another kill toward his total. Currently sitting at 4 and 4, as it looks like we do see a timeout coming in from TurnUp, which actually will give us an opportunity to reset the Concaster potentially, but still looking on. We'll let the guys kind of play this one out and see what they do, as it will be Arcitys last alive now, as Clayster drops Cellium. Yet again, another 1 versus 2, but able to get that one on board. I'm not exactly sure if this round will 100% count. We'll obviously see what the players would like to do in this scenario, but keeping in mind 3 rounds to 1 right now in favor of UnderAgeProdigies, as we'll obviously get word from the players what the case will be. Of course, we'll try to reset the lobby most likely and kind of get things figured out. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, of course, to the continued coverage here for the 2nd annual $10,000 Memorial Tournament, live here from the UMG studio. We've officially got things back underway, as we will be playing from a 3-1 advantage in favor of the side of UnderAgeProdigies. Unfortunately, experiencing some technical difficulties, but things are back. We're good to go, and we're loading in here toward what would be technically round number 5. Like I said, keeping in mind, UnderAgeProdigies up 3 rounds to 1 total, and eUnited trying to make their way here onto this A-bomb site. One that's not typical that we really regularly see be hit here, Burns.
Yeah, Preston did a good job trying to bait a plan, and he's able to pull out iLLey and another player. Unfortunately, doesn't get the kill, and iLLey's able to get away. Hopefully, someone from eUnited's able to trade and get that kill, but as of now, he's stuck behind a yellow barrel and is dolphin diving his way from a death.
I gotta say, definitely a thorn in the side so far throughout the series has been iLLey. The SMG, the sniper grab there from iLLey, goes for the challenge and shuts down Clayster. Clayster having no idea that there was a sniper just happening to be sitting just inside of comms building floor. And going for the repeat, not knowing that Arcitys is on the bomb, but goes for the quick snipe and taking shots. Silly doing a fantastic job just having to casually float those bullets over to comms building. Checking around the back, and here comes Simp for the challenge, and Silly will find all the rest, all the ones needed. As that was a big play there coming from Silly. Keeps the bomb plane alive, keeps Arcitys alive, and also a great repeat to kind of watch the flank as well. Huge play coming in there from Justin
That
Fargo.
was one of the most interesting plays I've ever seen, because he was getting shot through a wall, forcing the sniper to flinch his shot.
Yeah.
So as he's trying to shoot, Justin's making him flinch. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It was really cool.
And along with that round, Silly also finds the other 2, meaning that he found an ace, which is absolutely huge right now. Keeping that in mind, shuts down another one onto Cellium. The headshot, FMJ. Definitely coming out to play as Silly's continuing on this spree. He's the only person to find kills so far after the restart. 6-0. Arcitys responding for 1 on TurnUp. And now Simp yet again, the last man alive. Can eUnited bring this one back to even, or will Simp be able to clutch this one out? It's definitely looking as if he's waving the white flag right now, as it should be eUnited's round to win. And Simp at this point could be playing for streaks, could be just playing overall to kind of take eUnited off of those. But overall, this should be us evened back out here, Burns.
Yeah, it's. I think Simp is just trying to see if anyone's going to peek out from the eUnited side and see if they're willing to give up their lives. And looks like he may run into Clay here in about 3 or 4 seconds. Definitely
could. And nice line sight, gains 1 on Clay, and that's about all he's most likely going to get unless someone were to challenge him back here. Because, of course, bomb is not going to be planted, and if Simp was on the opposite side, being on on offense, rather, he would definitely kind of change up the strategy. But picks one up on Prestinni. And while I admire the play there from Prestinni, just trying to get maybe like a little bit of an idea, maybe pick him off the streak, in the end, it's a challenge that's just a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah, I agree. I think Preston could have just kind of swindled his way around the wall for a quick peek, but he decided to overextend for the full package, and unfortunately got shredded by the FG.
Indeed he does, and of course Silly still flawless after the restart, 6-0, as it is quite a few actually of the Underage Prodigy players sticking toward B, what seemed like a push coming into the opposite side, maybe the call out coming in saying let's actually change things up. Might not have been the smartest of calls because double headshots coming in from both TurnUp and iLLey, as it will be an immediate 2 versus 4. Prestinni desperately needing to stay alive as his teammate Clayster will suffer a similar fate, and TurnUp is there for the pickup. An insanely dominant round responded there from the set of Underage Prodigies as they kind of just held those head glitches back here on these stone walls, rather, and did not let up by any means.
Yeah, you can definitely tell defense is heavily favored on this map.
That's for sure.
I believe you get up top quicker as well, so you're basically already pre-aimed on a stone wall head glitch, looking at, you know, the opposing team just flood through a door and try to set up for themselves. But I'd like to see the offensive teams use smokes more, and as I say that, iLLey decides to drop one, but unfortunately it doesn't come through as Silly picks up a grenade kill and another kill, and Preston is able to clean up one more, so we currently have a 3 versus 1 situation. Ooh. And I'm not sure who picked up that last kill, but eUnited currently leads this round count 4-3, and I will just guess this is Preston because he's behind them with the PPSH.
The one guy that you definitely have to be wary of at all times when it comes in a search and destroy, the guy in your face or shooting you in the back.
In front of you.
On the side of you.
He's Batman, basically.
He is indeed. As we were kind of talking about in that last round, when it comes down to offenses, it really kind of comes down to the overall defensive setup. Sadly to say, that's kind of how it can work at times if you are on offense on Gibraltar, is kind of basing the fact off of how aggressive is the other team. Of course, in this round, you see Prestinni able to kind of have a little bit more to do, but unfortunately misses some shots with the SMG up close. Just awkward timing, awkward challenges, and TurnUp makes him pay for that.
Yeah, just like you said,
wow,
wasn't able to clean up the guy that was closest to him, decided to shoot at a person that was more covered in a room. TurnUp decides to drop down and get a quick, easy little pick off, and now Clayster is 0-3, stuck in a 1 versus 4 situation, but you can never doubt him when he has a sniper rifle in his hands. I've seen him do some pretty insane stuff in my duration of playing him and watching over him, and we'll see what he can do.
Had 4 bullets in the clip, but unfortunately for him, he will fall. And now we're going to be looking at Cellium here in the final kill cam. I believe this is now going to put the side of Underage Prodigies on map point. As looking on here, eUnited needing to bring some momentum here forward as 5-4 as we load in here toward what would be the round 6 after the restart. And of course, Silly still playing well, 8-2. Could find that nade on the TurnUp, just a little bit too close for comfort. Had to back up the TurnUp, but stayed alive for the moment. And just to the side comes in Simp. Cellium already still with that bomb. iLLey gets picked off, and Silly having a decent idea here. The FG42 at a close range can be difficult to use.
I really like that play from Simp. I think he just peeked out down below and had his teammates really play a distraction at B and really just worked his way around the not that middle or that circular hard point, but he worked around the A-bomb side and got Silly off guard on the rail. So really good play by him to notice that opening and get some, get a solid play off on Silly.
For sure. And Prestinni in an up-close fight somehow manages to stay alive despite receiving shots. Looking forward, TurnUp going for the dolphin dive just to try and stay alive himself. We find ourselves in a 3 versus 3. Of course, if Underage Prodigies was to win this round or just one more round in general in this map number 2, they would be up 2-0 in this series and 1 away from advancing themselves to the finals. Looking on, Prestinni coming from the railing and Cellium getting ready to greet him with the perfect Molotov placement. Clayster last alive before we could even switch over toward his perspective. He falls, as it will be a victory in the books here. Map number 2 also going the way of Underage Prodigies as they are now up 2-0 in this series. And I know not the biggest fan of that overall outcome right now, Burns. But UnderAgeProdigies still playing incredibly sound, very strong.
For sure.
And one map away, like I said, from being in the $10,000 Memorial Tournament Grand Final.
Yeah, I mean, they just took out Optic Gaming. That last map was close, but these guys, just like I said before, they're definitely not anybody to play around with. They are basically veterans in their own way in the search and destroy community. You have Cellium, Simp, TurnUp, and iLLey. And iLLey is someone who I'm just learning about today. But looking at his shot and how versatile he is with the sniper, submachine gun, and what he can do, positioning himself with an assault rifle, I mean, you're just looking at a really good team that's able to clutch up when they need to. So.
For sure, and I think iLLey's kind of been the major factor, at least so far, for the side of UnderAgeProdigies, kind of being that PPSH in the face, as we've been seeing quite a few battles between him and Prestinni, as that fight will go on, but for how much longer is the question to be asking right now. We will be seeing Saint Marie du Mont for map number 3. Is this the final one? Will we see UnderAgeProdigies advance to the finals, or can eUnited at least force a map number 4 on USS Texas? We'll find out that information when we come back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the second annual $10,000 Memorial Tournament, live from the UMG studio.
Perfect.
With myself, Burns, and my co-caster. No, I'm kidding. and my co-caster Landon. I'm the co-caster, people. I'm just trolling. I'm warming up into my my own little announcements into the.
You're doing great. So. I respect that a lot. That sounded, and at least when you were looking at me in the eyes while you were doing that, it was
we
great.
Connected at a personal level.
We did. The stream will not see that, but we have connected on multiple different levels. I think it's fair to say. I've learned a lot about you, especially in your free-for-all victories. A lot of the little tricks, tips and tricks.
Definitely don't like bringing it up during a 4v4 search and destroy tournament, but that's okay.
Exactly right. But of course, focusing in here on this map number 3, of course, locating ourselves now to Saint Marie du Mont. It is currently the side of UnderAgeProdigies. You like that, Saint Marie du Mont?
I do.
UnderAgeProdigies, who's currently up 2-0 after winning back-to-back maps, 6 rounds to 4. As it looks like round number 1, Simp doing damage with that sniper rifle, man.
He got 3 kills. I don't know.
Jeez.
If my guys are target practice.
Seems like that's the case.
What's going on?
TurnUp. Picking up the final kill.
I mean, I don't know what to tell the guys because Simp and TurnUp have been going off this entire tournament with the sniper rifle. So hopefully you'd like to see Clay maybe try to contest him and see if we can get an easy first blood. But
no one finding a kill in that first round. I mean, just overall pretty damaging to the morale, you'd like to imagine, for the side of eUnited. But thankfully for the side of EU, you have to kind of keep in mind probably one of the best coaches in game, rather. Clayster, definitely kind of motivating the guys, trying to bring them back into this one, trying to raise the spirits as they are down, but not out. The battle is on, but not, or the battle is lost, but not the war, necessarily. At least for right now, as iLLey tossing a stun forward. Still not affected by it whatsoever. And still looking at with the FG-42. Expect to see quite a few bombs be planted when it comes down to this B site. However, Silly by his lonesome, 1 player through the front and 2 through the back, as he will get dropped, and back-to-back rounds over toward the side of UnderAgeProdigies.
Yeah, we executed correctly on getting the bomb down, but Simp was able to pick up another crucial sniper kill, and he's just creating a lot of openings with this gun, and when you're creating that many openings, you start to become a little bit more cautious on where you want to peek in the map, which leads to their subs playing a little bit more aggressive because they are scared of the challenge because Simp is just on fire with the sniper rifle right now.
Yeah, Simp is just decimating. Having to be careful of that mid-street. Tossing on a nade as well. As the shot's coming forward, I'll actually take a look at our above perspective. Just a rush overall as iLLey destroying with the SMG up close. iLLey finally able to have a response, but this is just what the side of UnderAgeProdigies can do. They have a number of different answers to every single question, every single problem that gets thrown at them. As you see, the 2 kills from iLLey, the snipe coming in from Simp, and the responding kill. I mean, UnderAgeProdigies are just absolutely decimating right now, Burns. And I hate to say this because, of course, it's your team. But, I mean, at this point, of course, being down the way that they are, being down 0-2, of course, hopefully with no outside interferences, being totally honest, do you really think that eUnited can bring this one back?
I always believe in my guys, even if they're down 0-5.
I respect that.
Yeah, no matter what case scenario in my head, like how far they're down, I'll always believe that they can make a comeback just because they're my guys. But the way that, the young prodigies are playing, they're really just going to have to step up to the plate and get on their, competitive level for search right now if they want to have a chance at coming back in the series.
Cellium doing all he can, along with Clay. 2 versus 2. I feel like, honestly, this is a make-or-break round. If you are in eUnited's case, being down 0-2 and potentially 4-0 in the map that matters the most, at least up until this point. Cellium with a very crucial objective in his hands, carefully walking that one over toward this B bomb site. Now I was getting ready to say, does Simp have a nade? Exactly that. Tosses it over to Cellium and also finds the snipe as well onto Clayster. The 2 that matter the most, as Simp quite literally is making it look like target practice. Clayster rounds the corner, and a Car 98K shot to the chest will end that round number 4 out, as we are potentially looking at a hot 6-0 in map 3. UnderAgeProdigies, literally on fire. Simp has not died yet.
Yeah, he's looking really good right now, and he just stacked all of his score streaks as well. So definitely not looking good for my team. You obviously have the twins sitting with 0 kills at the moment, and one of them needs to step up and get something on the board.
Oh, the team shots as well. They are just a step ahead, and this is incredibly worrying for whoever's left in the tournament. Of course, another semifinal going on between 132 and the squad on the opposite end. And seeing a hot 3-0 versus any team, especially eUnited, would be very scary to face off against. Cellium on the opposite end, placing the bomb down. iLLey watching over. The SMG shots up close have just been a constant nuisance to face off against. It seems that, like, in sequence, he's just finding kills, like a group of kills every moment. It's almost like every time we see iLLey in the kill feed, it's 2, 3 kills at every single moment. As Cellium, which is the insane reaction, the interesting radical choice, but making it work, takes out Clay, and now we see UnderAgeProdigies up 5-0. If there was ever a speech to be given from Clayster,
or me,
or Burns, text him really quick, Burns. Give him a call.
These guys aren't going to check their phones.
Probably not, but
like,
now would be the time to give
like,
it.
Screw Matt. He's casting us. He doesn't care about us. I'm like, yeah, I do. I didn't know you guys were going to make it this far. We'll see what happens. I mean, these guys, I love my team, always will. Simp's team is just playing outstanding right now, and it's literally Simp's team. He's 7-0, hasn't died yet, still has streaks to play with, and yeah, this is going to be really tough for the squad to come back. Arcitys finally gets one on the board, and so does Preston. It's a 2 versus 2 situation. Interesting to see what happens, but I hear another kill streak coming in. I don't know if that's just the hearing or... Didn't you hear a plane come in too, or was that not me? I was like, is there another fighter pilot coming in?
And that will be a round finally on the board for eUnited. For the moment, I thought it was actually the opposite way. But
oh, so you're just signed when that eUnited finally gets one on the board.
No, I was signed because I thought the game was over. I really thought the game was over. I was like, wait a second, did we see a 6-0?
I'm just kidding.
And we thought, like, where are the planes coming from? What is Simp calling in now? But finally, Simp is down 8-1 though. And this is something to really be looking out for. Of course, all these guys, UnderAgeProdigies, the future of Call of Duty esports, I think it's fair to say, burns off. I mean, just looking at these guys, they are just playing absolutely incredible here in the semifinal for a reason, and facing off against one of the more talented overall pro teams at the moment is at least some momentum coming back for EU. As of course it was 5-0, back-to-back rounds being granted for them. And Arcitys beginning to catch fire, as found a kill in the last round and is starting to add toward that total, now 3-6. Trying to bring this one back as round number 7 does load up.
Slowly but surely. Like I said, if the other team starts up 5-0, you can do the exact same thing.
That's true. But looking on here, United, what other bomb site than B? Got to be careful of the pre-nade. Silly. For the moment, that's a pre-nade that I've seen happen quite a bit. And just if it happened to be a second player that pushed with Simp, it could have been a different outcome for the first blood. But playing very carefully is Prestinni. Also got to take a look at that right side, very close to streaks. So if you are in Prestinni's point of view, getting the bomb down, getting an assist, anything to help get toward a glide bomb or a fighter pilot would be amazing for future rounds, but of course they have to get past this very coveted round number 8. Arcitys, his twin brother, watching just shortly in front of him, having to be the lead blocker. Taking a look at the above perspective, all 3 guys playing as a unit. And most likely Clayster given the call. Cellium, backlines, taking some shots, and does get taken out. A huge kill coming in from Prestinni. Needed to get that bomb down, and Clayster does a fantastic job at limiting whoever was up in top restaurant to a.k.a. top red, takes out TurnUp, and now Simp, what has been the bane of the existence for the side of eUnited in this series, is now going to get a little bit of a reaction, 1 versus 4. And will spot out 2, potentially, yes, shuts down Silly. And now 1 player, here's the call out, shuts down 1 potentially, but no, not going to happen. That's definitely a very awkward scenario to be in. Here's the legs break from Clayster, but the FG42 just too strong and most likely would have been a pickup from the other eUnited player, lingering through mid-street, but back to back rounds for eUnited as they are trying to make the full-on comeback. And take a look at this. Prestinni, due to finding that kill, is now fully streaked out. Molotov, fighter pilot, and glide bomb. Of course, keeping in mind the first bloods that could happen. Trying to hold on to those for as long as he can, but a glide bomb, a fighter pilot, great for not just kills, but also that information.
Yeah, definitely. I'm eager to see Preston use maybe a glide bomb and force these guys into the building where Clay and the rest of them can just kind of clean up easy kills.
And here comes the fighter pilot from above. And see that one coming in from Prestinni shuts down iLLey. And iLLey now having to do some damage, shuts down 1. Can he find the second? Yes, 2 big kills coming in from iLLey. Prestinni the last alive, realizing this glide bomb could quite frankly change the entire tide of this match. Tries to shut down 1 heading into red, and now last alive picks off 1 onto Simp. 2 final players, and keeping in mind the bomb is down. Prestinni does have a Molotov in his back pocket, but having to rush right now with the machine pistol. 10 seconds left. Player on the bomb, and he'll fall, and it will be a victory in the books for the side of UnderAgeProdigies as they win this overall series 3-0. And in 6-3 here on Saint Marie du Mont, as it seemed like a potential comeback from eUnited. But time after time after time, it just took a few moments. And UnderAgeProdigies were able to kind of get back under themselves as they will advance forward. And eUnited, a valiant effort in this tournament here, Burns, of course, do unfortunately fall here in our semifinal.
Yeah, I'm very proud of them for making it to top 4. They got some great search and destroy practice today, and hopefully they're able to apply that to tomorrow's 2K, which we desperately need to perform well in. So yeah, I'm very proud of them and can't say anything other than that.
Yeah, obviously have to give props to both sides. GG's, of course, to the side of eUnited, but congratulations to UnderAgeProdigies as they will advance forward. Of course, Simp, TurnUp, Cellium, and iLLey, 4 out of 8 players who will be in that final matchup. Of course, before we do head to a commercial break and have our final loaded up for you guys, we want to advertise a giveaway that we're actually going to be doing here. We've got Scuff, of course, teaming up here with UMG to kind of give you guys some prizes away. And for those who are curious, feel free to go down in the Twitch chat below. This is the way to enter into the giveaway. Type in !giveaway where you'll be entered in to our Scuff that we're going to be giving away. We're going to be giving away the Scuff Infinity 4PS. And I've got it.
Do you want to hold this
right here? I'm going to hand it slightly over to you. Or you can kind of model it.
All right, here we go.
Look at that.
Oh, you can hold that.
Oh, hold the other side?
There we go. See, it's a very beautiful controller. I love the colors.
It's very nice. Very sleek. Very beautiful. At that.
And on top of that, I graced it by touching it, too.
What's that? Sorry?
I graced it.
Oh, you did? You have the free-for-all gift.
Oh, my gosh.
If you go into any free-for-all,
if you want to win a free-for-all, just win that controller.
This is it. This is the controller that will get you a victory every single time. Not going to lie there. But of course,
you verified. Everything.
Allowing Twitter verification now. It comes with a blue check mark actually in the box, to be honest with you. But no, if you guys are interested in wanting to win that giveaway, of course, making sure that you do follow the Twitch channel here on UMG Events. That's the only way that you can also make sure that you can win that giveaway. The winner will be announced at the end of the grand finals, which of course is getting ready to come up next. So make sure to get in your opportunity. Make sure to put yourself in that potential giveaway. And of course, we'll have that announcement at the the end, like we said, of the grand final. Well, one team is here. Who will be the other one? Of course, I know we have 1-3-2 versus the squad on the opposite end. We'll find out that update and kind of give you guys what's happening with that series and seeing who will be the victors here of the second annual $10,000 Memorial Tournament. We'll find all that information out when we come back.
Reaching out.